Welcome back, I'm Kim of Kim Fixes Things. We finally got a break in the weather, and so I'm outside working on my Ford Bronco II. It is an 85 version, and the motor is not quite good. It was running, but having problems with maybe it overheated, and it was leaking water in ways and compression. So anyways, we are going to replace that motor. The shop where we work is right now occupied. Luckily, I do have my pole barn over top, and we have the outdoor hoist, and it is hooked to the mini skid. We're gonna try and snatch that engine up out of there. Replacement engine is in this trailer. We might even be so crazy as to hook it up and just to swing it right in there. So stick around, maybe it's gonna happen. Today is that day. Now for the fun part. So the engine is pretty well all stripped down. Torque converter bolts were the hardest part. Got those out. You know, the radiator, everything's just disconnected. So that green strap there hopefully is strong enough, and we could just snatch this out of there. Bring you over. It's coming. It's happening fast. That isn't scary at all. It's not sketchy. What do you mean sketchy? Of course that's not sketchy. Oh man. Oh man. Come on, just gentle now. Just gentle like. Just come on. Nice and easy. Nice and easy. Okay. We're just going to move it off of the truck, and then we'll bring it down. Motor's out. Let's take a look at that engine bay. All right, well, here's the carnage. Huh. I mean, it's workable. This here is marked 2016, so this is a newer torque converter in this job. That's kind of cool. I wonder if the whole transmission isn't rebuilt. It doesn't explain why it had water in it, but we're getting somewhere now. I think I should do some work on this here while we have access. There's problems over here a little bit too, and then it's dirty. Anyways, so there we are. There's the old motor. That's a 2.8. And the 2.9 will be ready before very long, at least. from over there. We'll use the same machine and we'll use the same method and just drop it right in there. I'm sure it will go swimmingly. Working on my Bronco II. Sometimes projects actually do get done. I don't know. Maybe not. It's not really in. The weight is off, which is kind of scary because one of the hooks, it's in a really bad spot. The strap that goes over the engine is hooked to the mount where I can't set it down on the plate properly, so I didn't set that up very good, but it's in there. I gotta jack up the transmission so I can get them to line up. This motor mount is precariously close to being in the right place. The motor is in, but it's not in. It seems like the driver's side motor mount is different. So I've got, there's the truck that the motor came out of, and it's got the mounts, and I kind of confirmed that they're sort of different. So I think maybe if I just take the mount off that side and put it in here, that it'll work. But I'm exhausted. That was a lot of work getting that other motor out and moving all this machinery around, and I've been fighting with it, trying to get it to drop in and line up with the transmission for the past hour or more. Yeah, that's my progress. Not bad for one day. All my sunny days are spent working on these projects, and I guess I wouldn't have it any other way. I can't wait to have this running again. Day 2 of the Bronco engine swap from a 2.8 to 2.9 in an 85 Bronco II. The motor's in there, but I couldn't get it to drop down on the mounts. The plates that come off the engine are flat, and the mounts come up off the frame rail to make a shelf, right? And it seemed like all is well, you know, you stick it, but the bolts don't seem to quite go in, and I'm really prying. I can't get it to drop down. I figured out, looking at the old motor and the new motor, that the mounts are different. Different is bad, but also different is good. This is the top of this mount, and this is the top of this mount. You see that the shaping is completely different kind of stamping. The one good thing is that the bolt pattern spacing is the same, but you'll see that the spacing of these, this one is a pin, a guide pin, and then this is the bolt. And so not only are they further apart, but they actually, you can see when they're both flat against the engine, the spacing puts them too wide. There you go, too wide. So the engine, when you put it in place, it appears to be too wide to fit between the frame rails, but it's all accessible without pulling the engine back out. So I'm getting it done. Put this in. I already did the other side, and that's gonna make it work. I wish I would have washed this better. I'm covered in grease. Bell housing, everything seems to be okay. I don't know. I'm trying. We're still gonna have to do something. We are not putting a computer in this Bronco. This Bronco is going to be carbureted. And as you can see, this is not a carburetor. So we're going to do something fancy. We're gonna take this off. We cannot swap, if you didn't already know, you cannot swap the intake off of a 2.8 onto a 2.9 because the ordering of the intake and exhaust valves is different. So it swaps 3 and 4 with 1 and 2 or something like that. So if you put it on, it'll be drawing, it just doesn't line up. So we're gonna have to do something with this part, like hack it off and make a flange for a carburetor. We're gonna try and be a little more good than that, but we're just gonna make it real simple. Luckily, they still have a distributor on this, and this distributor spins in the opposite direction, so you can't just swap the other distributor into here. So we're gonna have to also do some fancy stuff with that. So there's a lot going on here, but if we could just get it bolted down, then this is the hard labor that I am not cut out. I'm not cut out, folks, for hard labor. This is killing me. But if I can just get this in here, then I can ease off and just take my time and tinker. Anyways, I'm really excited, but I wanted to stop. I don't want to do another time lapse this video, so I'm not going to. I'm going to get it in there, and then I'll show you that it's in there, and you can all celebrate with me. I figure it's going to be another hour before I get this dropped in, and I would love to get the torque converter and bell housing bolts in, so then I don't have to do any more crawling around underneath it before I can do a first start. Tonight we're working in the engine bay. We have had great success underneath. I've got the bolts for the torque converter are installed and torqued. The bolts for the starter are installed and torqued. And I made this little bracket hang off of a thing. It's janky, but it's so spring loaded, so the carburetor can have a spring return, which is good. And then I've got this filter sticking up in the air, and what we're gonna do is we're just gonna fill our carburetor right there. As you can see, this is our fuel pump. A little bit leakage. We're okay. We're okay. Not too bad. Riveting, I know. So once this is full, we'll be able to see. Okay, let's see if the carburetor is pumping. We got an accelerator pump. Oh, I can smell gas a lot.
Are you gonna put the...
Not seeing any accelerator pump action. It's about perfect. That's what we like to see. This is the accelerator pump, so it's going real slow.
smell a lot of gas.
I spilled a lot of gas, that's why you smell it. That's working great. That's top notch. So we'll get back to that. We're getting close. I've got the distributor stabbed in there and lined up to top dead center. Got it the pulley at top dead center, and I got the distributor lined up to the numero uno plug. And this is no joke. This is gonna run. All of this is gonna run. Maybe. What do you think? He's got the fire extinguisher. You're not gonna believe what I just found. I don't have accelerator pumps, so I'm trying to figure out that. And I go to take off this clip to take the float out. You are not gonna even believe. Can I get it to focus on this? Look at the direction. See that needle and seat? See the point? That's supposed to go, it's in backwards. I can't even believe. I can't even believe. All right, well, that's what we're dealing with. That's part of it. I also got to take this apart and clear out whatever's jammed in the accelerator pump hole. So, yay, Holly 1920, Mexican spec. You were right. I can admit it.
I see what.
Okay, guys, I got the accelerator pump going on this carburetor. I've got this crazy distributor wiring thing. The coil's sitting up here. I have no idea what the timing is. I know we got fuel. We're gonna have spark. We have compression.
What I want to know is, how do I shut it off? Grab one of those green or red wires.
Shut it off. This wire here has to be.
That's the ignition.
That's the ignition wire.
Okay.
I can't reach the solenoid, so we got to do this bare.
And don't get in the fan because it's gonna turn. Holy crap!
What's wrong?
That thing spins.
Yeah, that spins pretty good.
That spins crazy fast.
Do you think that's bad?
No, I'm amazed because usually, you know how new start. This thing like goes.
Does it sound like it's
Does it sound like it has any
Does
compression?
it have to advance or the opposite?
Opposite of advance? I don't know.
Let's advance it a little bit, see if that helps.
Do you have fuel in the, like a prime?
Let's give it a little prime.
It sounded like you had no fuel at all, or no ignition. That ought to be enough.
I'm going to do the big thing, and I will control the other.
This is crazy, Kim.
No, you got to give it a big one.
That is, I'm sure that cut the mic out. But that was, you know, it's an uncorked V6. You can imagine how it sounds. That thing was running great. You know what's wrong with it now? It just needs mufflers. This worked. This crazy thing here worked.
There you go. Check it.
Man.
Check it out. That's an actual thing. There it is. That crazy monstrosity.
Okay, let's see what anybody said. That was the beginning of the end of my criminal career. What is this? I don't know what that is. Andrew Button, UTG moment here with the squirt bottle. Yeah, except we don't have his squirt. I have one of his squirt bottles, but that was a different squirt bottle.
No, that's a UTG squirt bottle.
It's not.
Oh no, that's not. I should have had his squirt bottle.
That's a mustard bottle that I bought.
Okay. All right, the chat was here. You guys waited for 3 hours and 14 minutes.
Josh
Thanks for being here.
Sounds rather gruesome from here.